Hello. Trying out something different today in terms of orientation, I suppose. Feels off. Feels diagonal. Diagonal. There we go. Play the hits. Play the hits, Jordan. Good morning, everybody. If you're here or not, it's up to you. I'm just trying to get this stuff done. And why not? Why not get this stuff done while you're here? I don't know. I wonder how long I could keep that up for. All right. I'm out. Can't do that anymore. Actually have to do stuff. Otherwise, we're going to explode. So, how about we do it? How about we just get into it? Good morning, King Robes. Let's get some music going. Let's have some fun. Let's be cool. Hi. There we go. Is this too close to my face? Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Robes didn't shoot. Grateful often for the expedience and dedication of the messenger. All right, let's take a look. Giving him bad news wasn't met. Why are you not using a contraction? Do you have the time, man? You can't use a not. Giving him bad news wasn't met with anger or outburst or insult. Which is it going to be? Outburst or insult, or anger or outburst? We cannot have all three. Giving him bad news wasn't met with anger or outburst or insult. Or we could get rid of that. Anger, outburst, or insult. That gives us a nice little upward tilt at the end there. Or insult. Alright, he was measured in his response. Nope. Measured in his response. And grateful often for the expedience and dedication of the messenger. We can, in fact, turn that into a nice little comma. Now we got one good sentence there. Giving him bad news wasn't met with anger, outburst, or insult. Measured in his response and grateful often for the expedience and dedication of the messenger. Now that's how you do it. And then later, they die of something or other. In a sense, all our fate, there's much sooner than yours. Most likely. revealed a mischievous motive. Made clear a mischievous motive. I like that. Malice was in the bullet. Fired at close range, not in an exploding jack-in-the-box. Classic. The venomous snake package. UPS package. The novice's overdose. We're going to call that a proper noun. The novice's overdose. No reasonable drug addict would ever take that many pills. The trapdoor. Delightful little parenthetical. Delightful. Alright. Scaring to death. Didn't work. It was a stress relief. This is where we give ourselves a nice little cold. It was a stress relief. Or perhaps or was it his only creative outlet? Why am I asking that question? I am the fucker who wrote it. I'm making it up. I don't need to ask you. It was a stress relief. It was... No. It was a stress relief. His creative outlet. There we are. Alleviating the disease of the rich and powerful. Boredom. A penicillin, salve, a panacea. Poultice. Poultice. For the disease of the rich and powerful. Yeah. Alright. Alright. A hubris. What, after all, is rebellion, but taking the don't shoot the messenger as a challenge. Stop me from shooting the messenger, pussies. Stop me was the family crest. So far, no one understood. Stop me. Come get me. Go look. Stop me. You have to stop me. Stop me with the family crest. So far, no one had. No one understood. So far, they hadn't. but unstopped is not the same as being free. That doesn't really make sense, does it? That does not make any fucking sense. So don't write it. Or they hadn't. That was the source of everything, really. Molly was different, but only just inherited. Isolated upbringing are tricky to be free of, especially when money's involved. And in this quantity, impossible. As is always the case, their misery was desirable to people with a misery of their own, while at the same time judging the flaw in their character that separated them. All right. Molly wanted to leave. Not her character that made her a terrible person. In their eyes and her own. In their eyes and her own. Was never seriously considered. Okay. It was in the spirit of Stop Me that she decided to find out who the arsonist was, why he arsoned, and what she was to do about it. Without telling anyone. All right. Kaleidoscope. That's what I'm going to name every chapter. Kaleidoscope. Rade was in a small spy store of the type tech shelter. Oh, okay. All right. Of the tech shelter / sinecure variety, filled with objects that will never be bought. Bric-a-brac. Too emotionally fraught to ever actually sell. It was too old to be of use to the geriatric. The accumulation of things others didn't want. Kept in a storage closet. Open to the public with a minder who charges you to leave. He also That's not how you spell fraught, Jordan. I don't know what that is. Oh, God. Fraught. He also did keys. He was not eyeing, he eyed a pair of binoculars with the intensity of someone excited by puns. Trin was on lookout. Jesus Christ. The mall in Topeka. This is where you find out they're in Topeka wasn't full enough to disappear in, but too full to be less than vigilant. Going to let him do whatever it was he was going to do on his own. He eyed a pair of binoculars with the intensity of someone excited by puns. Trin was on lookout. The mall in Topeka wasn't full enough. Okay, Trin was on lookout is a sentence. Trin was on lookout. The mall in Topeka wasn't full enough to disappear in, but too full to be less than vigilant. But full enough wasn't full, but too full. Topeka, populated, empty, I feel like this sentence is backwards somehow. The mall in Topeka wasn't full enough to disappear in, but too full to be less than vigilant. That's just trash. That is just trash. The mall in Topeka. Okay, so let's try this. Let's do it this way. Topeka's mall was filled with walkers, not buyers. And so the pathways were dangerous. In a way, the stores were not. The stores were not. Pathways, walkways, common areas. What will it be? Common areas, baby. No, that's trash. Trash. All right, so the pathways. Topeka's mall, filled with walkers, not buyers. And so dangerous pathways. Pocked with safe stores. Pocked by safe stores. Anonymous stores. And so dangerous pathways were decorated with anonymous stores. Well, hello! Khan was on bodyguard duty, not for Rade's safety, but because they agreed behind his back he was a flight risk. They weren't going to let him do whatever it was he was going to do on his own. Why am I saying whatever it was he was going to do? I'm the author. But because they... But he was a flight risk, and they weren't letting him off on his own. Oh, gal, the European mind. So many things that you guys have to think about with chocolate and other various candied items. The European mind, and they weren't letting him off on it. They were not going to let him off on his own. They decided he was with them. Morning, Andre. Marshmallows indeed. Marshmallows! But he was a flight risk. Not for Rade's safety, but surveillance. Boom. But surveillance. If ever an escapee. Once an escapee. Morning! Once an escapee. Once you escape, you're an escapee. Once you escape, you're an escapee. And it's wise to keep an eye out. It's wise, and it's wise. Once you escape, you're an escapee. Wise to keep a lookout. Wise to keep an eye out. Yeah, we're good. That works. That works. They were... I'm sure Elfring is gonna love that one. They were his friends. They were his friends. And their lives too short. Perhaps very short. For fear of what this new adventure would birth. Perhaps now very short. Perhaps now very short. They were his friends and their lives too short for fear of what this new adventure would birth. From the same emotion and loyalty. From the same loyalty. From the same gifted loyalty. Rade would rather die than let them be hurt by his ridiculous behavior. with this in mind, they refused to give him a choice. And now we get some fun dialogue. I think these are the ones. What makes these the ones? Give me good vibes. The general vibes of future success. If they were a magic 8-ball, they would actually tell the future. With these binoculars, I can see into the soul of a man. They're good binoculars. Ripped out. Do not show me your best. These binoculars say, show me the truth. Do we know which one's Rade? That's why we do it. That's why we got to do the dialogue the way we do it. Okay, sounds nice. Seeing the truth. But what about the non-vibe based portion? Can it see things from a distance? Can it see far away things? Does it magnify far away things? Does it magnify far away things? How do we make it sound like he's being a real condescending? Does it magnify distant things? Does it magnify distant things? We're seeing the truth, I guess. But what about the non-vibe? But what about the whole binocularness? What about the binoculars part? Does it magnify distant things? Hell yeah. What do you need binocular? What do you need these for anyways? To which he replies, reconnaissance. Do you think I'm going to run headlong into this situation without any preparation? Don't answer that. Nice little two-man right there. Nice little two-man game. Nice little old-style vaudeville. Do you think I'm going to run headlong into the situation without any preparation? Yep, don't answer that. It's a fair assumption. But once again, the ass is most relevant. If success demands headlong, I do that. But success demands preparation. This time, so I accede to her capriciousness. Favorite song on G and X? Oh man, I don't know. It might be It might be Reincarnated. I think it's the song that reveals how he's lost his mind, but also I think it's pretty fucking great. It's pretty fucking great. There are a couple of just like regular. I like how the album is, and then there's also a couple of just like really regular ass pop songs. They're great. They're great. Just fun to sing. SZA is fantastic. It's great. So I accede her capriciousness. Never not using the word capricious. We're going in stealth style. And for that, need binoculars. Imagine we're in there fumbling around a corner. Not knowing when there's a shift change. And then bang. Some giant grabs with meaty grabbers. With meaty grabbers. Whacked Out Murals is great. Whacked Out Murals is really good. What an angry song. What an angry man. With his big meaty grabbers, because that's the type of guy Rade is. Big meaty grabbers. That's just bad form. Plan is we're going in. Fucking hell. We're the expert on getting in there. But you're trash at getting out. That's actually quite hurtful. Face displayed genuine pain at Khan's estimation of him. The grimace turned to stone. The truth of him, the truth, the now hanging truth, the now, the flashing truth. Seeing yourself weak in another's eyes can only be corrected with doing. Nothing to be said. So his resolve was silent. Seeing yourself weak in another's eyes can only be corrected with doing. Nothing to be said. His resolve was silent. All right. I think we can leave that there. But I needed to hear it. I'm doing this. It's happening. We are in the process. There's no stopping. It's a matter of in or out time. In or out. I want both of you out. See, this is the fun part of this interaction here, and this is why I'm putting it in so soon. We're back immediately to an in or out conversation. Every conversation that Rade and Khan and Trin tend to have always goes into a, are we going in or are we going out? You know? And so every conversation they have is about the consequences of actions. So at no point in time are they ever trying to, figure out what's the right thing to do or the best thing to do. They're always arguing about, is this going to get us hurt or is this going to get us not hurt? And that's the idea of the in or out conversation for them. For Rade, the in or out is a conversation about literally stepping in or out. It is like an almost transformative world change. Are you inside my world or are you outside of my world? To be in is to be in danger. Right now, we can predict what's next. I'm going to change that. What's next after me is impossible to predict. Understand? Khan was understandably, we don't need an adverb, Khan worried at him. Khan worried at him. Verb a word if you can. Khan worried at him. A shift in tone once again from playful, irreverent. What's the shift in his tone? Let's read up a little bit. What's the shift in his tone? How does he sound when we're talking? All right. This is another thing that you should really do with your dialogue is always talk aloud. Always talk your dialogue aloud. I remember once, because this is just, that's just life for me. I was in one of the many colleges that I was in, which is how I'll put it. And I wrote this play because it was part of a playwriting thing that I had to do. And in my head, all of that dialogue was zippy and great. And then out loud, through other people's mouths, it was fucking not. So, always read your dialogue aloud. Make sure that the people sound like they sound in your head while you're saying it. I think these are the ones. What makes these the ones? They give me good vibes, the general vibes of future success. If they were a magic 8-ball, they would actually tell the future. With these binoculars, I can see into the soul of a man, their hearts ripped out. Do not show me your best, these binoculars say. Show me the truth. Okay, sounds nice for seeing the truth, I guess. But what about the binoculars part? Does it magnify distant things? What do you need these for anyways? reconnaissance. Do you think I'm going to run headlong into the situation without any preparation? Don't answer that. It's a fair assumption. It's a fair assumption, but once again, the ass is most relevant. If success demands headlong, I do that. But today, success demands preparation. This time, no. Today demands preparation, so I accede to her capriciousness. We're going in stealth style, and for that you need binoculars. Imagine we're in there fumbling around a corner, not knowing when there's a shift change, and then bang, some giant grabs you with big, needy grabbers. That's just bad form. You sandwich the important part. We're going in? Your plan is we're going in? Fucking hell, you're the expert on getting in there, but you're trash at getting out. You're awful at getting out, but getting out for you has never been by choice. No, it's been by choice once. It's been by choice once so far. You're trash at getting out. That's actually quite hurtful. So now face... The grimace turns to stone. Seeing yourself weak in another's eyes can only be corrected with doing. Nothing to be said, his resolve was silent. Bye! Have fun. I'm trying to build up my endurance here, so I think I'm gonna try and just keep going. I've have a hard time streaming for longer than a couple of hours usually because what? I don't know. I still feel like to a certain extent my life is entertainment. So if I'm boring you, I apologize. In the way that Yukio Mishima's life was his art, so my life is just one big bit. But I needed to hear it. I'm doing this. It's happening. We are in the process. There's no stopping. It's a matter of in or out time. I want both of you out. To be in is to be in danger. Right now, we can predict what's next. I'm going to change that. What's next after me is impossible to predict. Understand? Oh, good night. Shift in tone once again from playful, irreverent. To serious as a weapon. Was worrisome. Khan worried at him. We can put a nice little italics there. That reinforces that I mean to say worried at him, and that way you don't get the mistaken impression that this could be a typo of some sort. Nope, I have deliberately verbed the word worried. But what else is there to do? What else to do? Turn him in? Abandon him? Abandon Trin if they say no? To me? Oh, for God's sakes. I can't force them to do anything. I shouldn't even think about trying. It's just me. It's just me alone with Rade like this. Shift in tone once again from playful irreverent to serious as a weapon was worrisome. But what else to do? Turn him in? Abandon him? Abandon Trin if they say no to me? I can't force them to do anything. I shouldn't even think about trying. It's just me. It's just me alone with Rade. Like this. What is your plan, I guess? What is he thought? They thought between speaking, between each word aloud, between each word aloud. What is your plan, I guess? Yeah, that should work. What is your plan? What is your plan, I guess? Thank you. First time it occurred to you to ask before assuming that I'm a fucking moron. Very kind of you. You gloating? Yes. I never get to gloat. Let me have a gloat. Let me be a gloater who gloats gloatingly with glotation devices. Alright, that's just for me. That is just for me. If you don't like glotation devices, that's fine. That's fine, but it's in there. It's staying in there? Do I have to watch? What's the point of gloating by oneself? This is the part where I don't explain that the guy who runs the store is actually the Crypt Keeper. I just call him the Crypt Keeper, and you can choose what he looks like from the name Crypt Keeper. In my head, it may actually be the Crypt Keeper who is made of skeleton bones. But you can have any kind of metaphorical take on that. Jesus Christ, Jordan. Conveniently red. Binoculars. $40. That's wildly convenient. Pointed to the wall of identical binoculars. Signaling without words that it's easier to make one sign than 50 price tags. Good morning. Oh, hey, Renegade. I've been doing doing morning streams for the past few times. Everybody can join in. I'm gonna try and put some real miles on today. Miles. This being undeniable, Rade signaled with as many words. signaled agreement, understanding. Fun! Stay as long as you like. And enjoy. Have fun doing the podcast. Have fun doing all that stuff. He dropped. Oh, there, I've already written that. He dropped 2 of the 8. Pulled from a meter account. He pulled. Morning. Thank you very much. From a meager ATM and still more meager bank account. Transaction completed. Rade absent-mindedly handed the binoculars to Khan, giving them a chance to feel the vibes for themselves. Visually, they were classic binoculars. They were binoculars straight out of Central Casting. They were binoculars. They were just fucking binoculars. They were binoculars. They were just binoculars. They were binoculars. Unremarkable. Homogeneous. Visually, they were binoculars. Just binoculars. They were classical binoculars. 6 inches wide, 8 inches long, black with an optional strap. They were the type to catch a spouse fucking your neighbor or a lovely bird. What's the type of bird? What is it? What's it called? Rock sparrow or a lovely rock sparrow. It could be seen in movies. Right before. Oh, nah, that's no good. They were the type used to catch a spouse fucking your neighbor or a lovely rock sparrow. The question of which is a funnier order is now asked. The traditional order is they were the type used to birdwatch. You know what I'm saying? They were the type that used to be done such and such a way. And then you'd hit the joke. Done, or they were catching your spouse fucking your neighbor. Right? That would be the punch. But in this case, we're trying to invert that. So we get that one right out the gate, and then the punch becomes, why didn't you lead with Rock Sparrow, you know? It's the inversion that gives us the punch, wherein we're relying on the fact that you have already heard humor a million times before. Now, should we go with who should your spouse be fucking? Should the Rock Sparrow be... What a great question. What a great question. Because if the Rock Sparrow's doing something, we are going to have to get rid of Lovely. I like Lovely in this situation because of the contrast it has with, you know, catching your spouse fucking somebody. They were the type used to catch your spouse fucking your sister. Or a lovely Rock Sparrow. So yeah, that is a or a Rock Sparrow flitting. See, the thing about that is once I have the Rock Sparrow doing something, now I kind of have to make that a metaphorical connection to the catching your husband fucking your sister thing. So now whatever the Rock Sparrow's doing has to be in conversation with the cheating, as opposed to being kind of just an instant image for you to like treat as a you know, piece of ginger in between sushi. It's a very good question. It's a very good question. All right. Let's do some different music. Let's see if that changes things up a little bit. What if it was the exact same song? That'd be great. Now, the other way to do it is to go extreme vulgar right out front and then have it be, you know, go hard. Why not? They were the type used to catch your husband fucking his sister. Or a lovely Rock Sparrow. So the joke there becomes now the transgression being far more aggressive than you ever would have thought. The transgression before was something that you were expecting. Increasing the level of transgression also increases the level of humor that you get just from a stationary image. So it's an anti-punch. The punch hits and then you're unpunched. And that's the punch. To watch. Type used to birdwatch your husband fucking his sister or a lovely Rock Sparrow. I like that. We'll see. We'll see how that one goes. We'll see if that one survives. Not be the last time. They were the type. They were. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Let's get that. Let's try. Rade led the way out of the store, cheerfully waving at the crypt keeper. You need that modifier. Keep that adverb. Cheerfully waving. Only he would be cheerfully waving at this point in time. Well, no idea what I don't even know what I wrote there. Oh, cons. Head never moving. Held down. Looking at the. In their hands. Not Rade's hands, Khan's hands, their hands. The gyroscopic focus of a falcon moments before the strike. Outside, a new addition to their party in those hands. I like that. It was you, right? Khan wouldn't buy that. Shit. You're going to use that. I mean, we're going to have to get close enough with those where we might as well use the zoom function on our phones. That shit's from the past. Phones have bad vibes. End of conversation. Khan had a foothold. Something. Anything to agree with. Who the hell? Phones do have bad vibes. Phones have bad vibes. Check out these vibes. Rade. who was closer. Up and down. Just check their balance. Like it was first. Held them up to the light. Inspected the edges. All finally thought to fuck them and eventually help them to then finally look through the lens. What if I said would that change? Would that change your mind, Rade? Would you doubt the vibes if I couldn't feel them and you could? God damn it, Trin. I'm trying to do stuff. This is the where is money conversation all over again, Trin. God damn it. We're working here. Would you believe I was telling the truth? Well, you said all that it would be you, so don't. I'm asking if what matters to the universe? Me? Yes. What does that mean? Whatever you feel vibes
You already
on.
know what time it is. You already know what song it is, so you know what we finna be doing, baby. Live in Manchester. That's right, cause we be big pimpin', spin the cheese. Yeah, we be big pimpin' on BLADs, and we be big pimpin' down in PAT. It's just that Jigga Man, Pimp C, B-U-M-B. Baby, it's the big southern rap impresario. Coming straight about the black barrio. Makes a meal upon the sorry hoe. I sit back and beat my scenario. Who's my band? That's my scenario. No, I can't trust a scary hoe. Every time, every place where we go. Oh, stop pointing, they say, there you go.
Wisely avoiding a shouting argument outside of a conspicuous spy store. Conspicuously outside a spy store.
So fabulous, so mad, you just can't take it. But nigga, if you hate not, you wait while I get your bitch butt naked. Just break it. You gotta play like you ain't wet with two pairs of clothes on. Get your ass in the back while I blast to the track to my land. Let me spit my pros on. Post it up in the pro zone. That's the track that we breaking these hoes on. Ain't the track that we flows on. Go when shit get hot, then the Glock start popping like ozone. We keep on struck like Trigger Man. We really don't get no bigger, man. So don't trip, let's sip, getting cold on flip, getting blow with the motherfucking Jigger Man. We be big pimpin', spin the cheese, and we be big pimpin' on BLA. just that Jigga Man, Pimp C, and B-U-M-B. You know we big pimpin', spending cheese, and we be big pimpin' on BLADs, and we be big pimpin' down in PAT. It's just that Jigga Man, Pimp C, and B-U-M-B. You know we smoking out, pouring up, keeping lean off in my cup. All my cars got leather and wood. In my hood, we call it buck. Everybody wanna ball, holler at brawls at the mall. Used to be up, watching fall. Nigga, I can't fuck with y'all. If I wasn't rapping, baby, I would still be riding Mercedes coming down. Dipping daily, no record till white and pavement. Huh, now what y'all know about them ghetto boys coming down the candy toys, smoking weed, talking noise. We big pimpin', spin the cheese. Yeah, we be big pimpin' on BLADs, and we be big pimpin' down in PAT. It's just that Jigga Man.
There it is.
B-U-M-B. Hold up, baby.
They're already paying off.
Spin the cheese, and we be
and that's where we leave that little bit. Is that a cliffhanger? You're goddamn right. What did he see? What did Rade see?
That Jigga Man, Pimp C, and B-U-M-B.
All right, so what do we got?
Baby.
Rade was in a small spy store of the tax shelter / sinecure variety, filled with objects that will never be bought, bric-a-brac too emotionally fraught to ever actually sell. It was too old to be of use to the geriatric. The accumulation of things others didn't want, kept in a storage closet open to the public with a minder who charges you to leave. He also did keys. I don't quite know what it was too old to be of use to the geriatric means in this context. So, the accumulation of things that others didn't want, kept in a storage closet open to the public with a minder who charges you to leave. He eyed a pair of binoculars with the intensity of someone excited by puns. Trin was on lookout. Topeka's mall, filled with walkers, not buyers, and so dangerous pathways, were decorated with anonymous stores. And so, dangerous pathways were decorated with anonymous stores. Khan was on bodyguard duty, not for Rade's safety, but surveillance. Once you escape, you're an escapee, wise to keep an eye out. They were his friends, and their lives too short, perhaps now very short, for fear of what this new adventure would birth. From the same gifted loyalty, Rade would rather die than let them be hurt by his ridiculous behaviors. With this in mind, they refused to give him a choice, the choice. I think these are the ones. What makes these the ones? They give me the general vibes of future success. If they were to have Magic 8 Ball, they would actually tell the future. With these binoculars, I can see into the soul of a man. Their hearts ripped out. Do not show me your best, these binoculars say. Show me the truth. Okay, sounds nice for seeing the truth, I guess, but what about the binoculars part? Does it magnify distant things? What do you need these for anyways? Reconnaissance. You think I'm going to run headlong into the situation without any preparation? Yeah, don't answer that. It's a fair assumption, but once again, the ass is most relevant. If success demands headlong, I head long. I head long. But today, success demands preparation, so I accede to her capriciousness. We're going in stealth style, and for that you need binoculars. Imagine we're in there fumbling around a corner, not knowing when there's a shift change, and then bang, some giant grabs you with big, meaty grabbers. That's just bad form. You sandwich the important part. We're going in. Your plan is we're going in? Fucking hell, you're the expert on getting in there, but you're trash at getting out. That's actually quite hurtful. Rade's face displayed genuine pain at Khan's estimation of him. The grimace turned to stone. Seeing yourself weak in another's eyes can only be corrected with doing. Nothing to be said, his resolve was silent. But I needed to hear it. I'm doing this. It's happening. We are in the process. There is no stopping. It's a matter of in or out time. I want both of you out. To be in is to be in danger. Right now we can predict what's next. I'm going to change that. What's next after me is impossible to predict. Understand? Khan worried at him. The shift in tone once again from playful, irreverent to serious as a weapon was worrisome. But what else to do? Turn him in? Abandon him? Abandon Trin if they say no to me? I can't force them to do anything. I shouldn't even think about trying. It's just me. It's just me alone with Rade. Like this. They thought between each word spoken aloud. What is your plan, I guess? Thank you. First time it occurred to you to ask, before assuming that I'm a fucking moron. Very kind of you. Are you gloating? Yes! I never get to gloat. Let me have a gloat. Let me be a gloater who gloats gloatingly with glotation devices. Do I have to watch? What's the point of gloating by oneself? Ray turned away from them and spoke to the Crypt Keeper. How much? The Crypt Keeper pointed a bony finger at the sign, which conveniently read, Binoculars, $40. That's wildly convenient. The Crypt Keeper shrugged and pointed to the wall of identical binoculars, signaling without words that it's easier to make one sign than 50 price tags. This being undeniable, Rade signaled understanding with as many words. He dropped 2 of the 820s he pulled from a meager ATM and a still more meager bank account. Transaction completed, Rade absent-mindedly handed the binoculars to Khan, giving them a chance to feel the vibes for themselves. Visually, they were classic binoculars, 6 inches wide, 8 inches long, black with an optional strap. They were the type used to birdwatch your husband fucking his sister, or a lovely bear. That's what I'm here for, pal. Rade led the way out of the store, cheerfully waving at the Crypt Keeper, Khan's head down looking at the binoculars in their hands with the gyroscopic focus of a falcon moments before the strike. Outside, Trin clocked the addition to their party in those hands. I like them, Rade. It was you, right? Khan wouldn't buy that shit. But if you're going to use them, I mean, we're going to have to get close enough with those where we might as well use the zoom function on our phones. That shit's from the past, man. Phones have bad vibes. Finally, Khan had a foothold, something, anything to agree with that would soothe their confusion. Phones do have bad vibes. Phones have bad vibes. Check out these vibes. Rade reached to Khan, said please, received the item, and passed it to Trin, who was closer to Khan. Trin tossed them up and down to check their balance, like a warrior's first moments with a freshly forged broadsword. They held them up to the light, inspected the edges, and then finally looked through the lenses. What if I said I felt no vibes off of these? Would that change your mind, Rade? Would you doubt the vibes if I couldn't feel them and you could? Would you believe I was telling you the truth? Well, if you said all that, it would be weird, so don't. I'm asking what if what I think matters. To the universe? No. To me? Yes. What does that mean? It means I don't know the answer to your question. I could tell you, but we won't know until we know. When is that? Like I said, it doesn't matter to the universe. My answer is this. Whatever you feel vibes-wise, we ride. Whether it was running away from the conversation or wisely avoiding a shouting argument outside a conspicuous spy store or conspicuously outside a spy store, the adventuring party returned to the parking garage. In the back seat, Rade looked through the windows with his new purchase. In surprise and to their surprise, he shouted, "There it is! See? They're already paying off." So there you go. How's that? Nice little chunk right there. How many words did we put in there? Oh, shit. We're at 5,500. God damn. We are getting up there. All right. Okay, so I am going to take a quick break, head to the bathroom, and I'll be right back.
flesh and bone. Till my mind's at peace. The world out of order, missing in the heat. Life gets colder. Oh yes, I find my path. No less walk on earth, the water and fire. The elements compose a madam. Opus my motor, so Rade is a Malcolm. Still packed tight in my crow. Chip in my armor, a sign of all pro. The ultimate reward is out and out of wars. And that's with the chance of wars with no laws. Freelancer, a battle cry, my heart make a dove fly and a tea drive. Wonder why no road, don't roll with the clan. Only trust these things, everyone with the plan. Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up the sun down. Sons of the battle cry. Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up the sun down. Sons of the battle cry, 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 cry. B-boy is saved. Foundation.
All right, we're back. Now we meet Cindy. Cindy is our tragic character. Cindy is our hero, which is why Cindy has to die.
Let's go verse 2. Look just the air around them and all that was around in the air. Apparently he might be a peasant, but sound like a grand royalty. He didn't mean to land loyalty.
She believed it to be true.
See sickness in his ocean awakeness. Set sail to the sunset.
believed
No
it to be
second guessing why he's down with the spirit of Wild West. The cold stand the test him. Time for the chosen ones to find the best of. No moonlight, emigrate, face off. Hemisphere with the feet fly over. The blue yonder with a scabby to see it. I be so I eat. Boy meets word and became a man. Deserve the word too. Save the day, the night, and the girl too. Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the
Helping people
samurai.
was good.
Some fight, some bleed, sun up the sun down, the sons of the down boy. Some bleed, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight.
Cindy was a believer. The system as it was helped people. That was true. She believed it to be true and put everything she had into that belief. The system helped people. Cindy was part of the system that helped people. Cindy helped people. Helping people was good. Cindy was good. Math done. The end of the equation of
Damn, time for a drum solo. Let's go, drum solo.
the answer is where the answer is at the station.
1, 2, get on. Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up the sun down, the sons of the battle cry. Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up the sun down. Red Bull.
The system. It's done. She said about Rade. It wasn't a sacrifice It wasn't a sacrifice to live with those in the institution. Luxurious homes weren't in the math.
Some days, some
It
nights,
wasn't a
some live, some
sacrifice
die in the way of the
to dress and act as one of the inmates to help the system help the math was clear. It wasn't a sacrifice to live with those in the institution. Luxurious homes weren't on the map. It wasn't a sacrifice to dress and eat and act as one of the inmates, to help the system, be helped. The math is clear. The Topeka institution was a place of healing, in spite of keywords.
Some days, some nights, some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up to sundown. The sons of the battle cry,
because of
MCs of the
Cindy.
battle cry, B-boys of the battle cry. Beat
Something
girls
about
of the battle
her
cry,
being one of them
beatbox
by
of the battle
choice,
cry,
not
keyboards
by
of the battle
force.
cry, violin for the battle cry,
Made the
bass lines of the
inmates
battle
feel
cry,
safe.
drum breaks of the battle cry, guitar licks of the battle cry, DJs of the battle cry, cry. Come on, one last one, let's go.
Made the inside
Foundation,
look
B-boy is saved. Buster Bash.
just another choice. Maybe safer than any of those.
Let's go, last move, last move.
Obviously better than plenty of other choices. Whatever they found in her,
Mermaid, take us out for real this time. Take us out.
though she were a cabinet filled with the exact plot device necessary for Harry to move forward. That's right. I'll take a pot shot. I don't give a shit. Fuck you, J.K. Rowling. Why can I not spell institution today? Was naturally unique in this regard. Cindy was unique. She was the system she believed in. And Topeka was the system she wanted to believe in. Jesus Christ, we're nothing like this. Like hers, never punctured her beliefs. That all other institutions, that all other institutions were nothing. Shared her belief. Had Rade known her, not Lincoln, he would never have chosen anything else, anywhere else to protect. But he had no clue. So what happened happened. These vibes were not visible, despite the binoculars. The generic. Only a reflection of the one that tortured him. Cindy's vibes? Cindy's vibes were now visible. That makes sense, because you didn't know that I was talking about those specific vibes. The buildings were constructed to homogeneity. Torture for the inmates who moved to experience travel and wind up in the same place. Only to wind up in the same place. An attack on the inmates who moved to experience travel We're getting hot goss from school today. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, if you want some hot goss from the school, my wife's principal has the long distance running team or whatever, cross country team, right? They won stuff that involves trophies. And her principal is threatening to put it has made a nameplate to put her name on that trophy. She made those kids present the trophy to her. And now there's a fight brewing. Because obviously that's fucking insane. And the parents and the coaches are like, what? Wait. What are you doing? because this lady's a megalomaniacal lunatic, which is great. Inmates who were transferred. All right. To make the world identical. To destroy it. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I'll take it. Give me 5 more, please. Maybe the buildings themselves. I don't need to tell you any more about the. You know what I'm talking about. That's the idea with not describing them, is that you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a place. I don't need to tell you about a place. I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whole thing. So now the question is, how much synecdoche are we going to go with? How much can I get away with just saying the buildings won't change means that the system won't change. Won't change. Can't change. The buildings couldn't change. The buildings couldn't change for anyone. The buildings couldn't change for anyone. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. The binoculars couldn't show these truths to Rade or Cindy. Only connect them in time and place through the spectrum of distracting lights. Through a spectrum of distracting lights. We saw entryways left cracked further. Saw double doors held open a crack for the occasional cigarette. Cars. A too big parking lot for cars that would never need as much space as the inmates themselves. bars and gliders. Bloody evidence of attempts to break free. Saw the psychic scars of moon's red cross. Seeds planted. God, that's awful. That is awful. That is just fucking tragically bad. Johnny Terrorseed is fucking awful. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Psychic scars. Jesus Christ. Johnny Terrorseed. Fuck it. Right? That was not a gangster's paradise. Psychic scars. Yeah, that's a lot better than Johnny Terrorseed. You want to try that one again? Jesus Christ. He saw the way in, the way out, and the reason why. The binoculars vibes in practice. In practicum. Topeka. Strategically the right because of Cindy. She bestowed led to a complacency. As her inmates grew, rest then withered. She provided cover for the dream, for the vampiric. She provided cover for the others. Her example would be cited again and again as proof that institutions must remain no matter the balance. matter the balance paid in suffering. She provided cover for the others. Her example would be cited again and again as proof the institutions must remain, no matter the balance paid in suffering. To be here was to guarantee out there. Kind of. I think you get it. 4 a.m. is the appropriate time to do anything untoward in the Midwest. The world is off at 4 a.m. The world doesn't clock until 45 minutes of time unaccounted for and unprotected. We're also off the clock at 4. Politeness dictates. Resolute, unbending in purpose, found the unspoken social pressure to take that 45 minutes, to waste that 45 minutes. Almost impossible to endure. Didn't require strength to resist. Just extremely human strength. I like that one. That one's good. It didn't require superhuman strength to resist. It required extremely human strength. Because that alters the meaning so well. When most people describe, the usage of superhuman strength is almost always there to describe, human strength. If it were superhuman, you couldn't have it. To alter the meaning towards extremely human strength changes it from strength to a certain type of strength that I think is more apt, more powerful, more interesting to write about. Stadium remaining seated next to tens of thousands with their hands on their heart, singing a song to prisoners, singing a song of loyalty to prisoners. It was to be in a stadium remaining seated next to tens of thousands with their hands on their heart. Seated next to tens of thousands.
Yeah, check it. Third time the charm. Hopefully, when a chime on the door, you still limiting. After all these years, the room dedicated in my heart exactly the same as you
Proudly standing with their hands on their hearts, singing a song of loyalty to prison.
Beautiful expression on the silver creation. This time I like to keep in touch.
Yeah, man. Fuck the system. Fuck the system, man.
Another chapter to write. Or right or wrong or somewhere down the middle of the road. I wanna see you again in the scene with the backdrop a perfect 10. And the music can take us back to the spot right down from black and white to a sepia tone.
Or a
come with a tint or a monochrome. From black and white to my skin tone. Some dream have a sin on this microphone. It's funny how the music put time and perspective. How the soundtrack to your life is perfected. Wherever you are, feeling blue, keep walking and we can't get far. Wherever you are,
What?
wherever you are, wherever you
Oh my god.
let's go.
What? What is that trash? Oh, get that shit out of here.
Let's go. One more loop.
Very frustrating.
We can take it all back to the register and start all over from the canister. Just break it all down into pieces, right? Moments that pass by like a meteor, right? Throw on your favorite jacket and you're good to roll. On the analog trail and you learn to roll. Just stroll through the tree to let your miseries go. Sunshine, hurricane, all the highs and lows. It's funny how the music put time and perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it. Wherever you are, feeling blue, keep walking and we can't get far. Wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are,
The
wherever you are.
creator's
OMA,
interest
take it away.
in the creator of intergalactic structures orbiting around empty, broken space. Needed to be involved. Yet, once again, must be involved. Must be involved. Like a football game you wagered too much money on. The creator of intergalactic structures orbiting around empty, broken space must be involved. Whatever infinity wills. Rade. Whatever infinity will. Rade. What it is. And will be what it will be. Path is what it is. And it will be what it will be. bet my will against any of the deities I know. That will may have created black holes. I will walk into. Service entrance. We're just gonna get back to the regular. The service entrance. Near the garage. Situated 3 rooms down from the there's one that would free or at least presents them opportunity. That choice will takes over. Space, time, switch. Just grabbing that choice takes over. Placed themselves on either side of a 90-degree angle, oriented with the door as its join. Trin had the binoculars trained on the guard quarters, cells nearly identical to the inmates, locks on the inside. The only difference. Their locks on the outside. No, their locks on the inside. Their locks on the inside. The only difference. Yeah, you don't lock the guards in. That's how that works. Can't lock the guards in. If a light, if a single switch were turned, they would be alerted to Rade with the buzzer system. Adapted from a nearby Applebee's. Khan was facing the outer direction. Eyes on any cars, delivery trucks, paddy wagons, cyclists, hikers, additional orc. Nice. Terrorists. Guards are locked in here with me. Or any other possible, inevitable, unplanned for interruption. Regardless of the hundreds of consecutive days without a 4 a.m. interruption, like a glitch in the hardware, when one time and date to perform the unusual same time and date to perform the usually unusual. In just such a manner from their point of view. It's not they who are being interrupted, who are doing interrupting, but they who are being interrupted. Their own story. Their story. Too polite pedestrian. Morning street lamp. Two polite pedestrians inadvertently juking into each other in an attempt to avoid demonic forces behind needless, annoying interaction. Jesus Christ, is that how you spell anything? What demonic forces behind the needless, annoying interaction? Impossible to sense, but like dark matter, their existence is proved by the broken. Proven by the broken. Whatever. Caught within coincidences, eddies. This 4 a.m. was Amazon driver. Eddies. Yeah, I guess that is. Caught within coincidences eddies, this 4 a.m. was an unfortunate Amazon driver. Fortunate because he was an Amazon driver. Michael arrived. I like Michael. Unfortunately. 38 minutes earlier than expected. His wife asked for water in the middle of the night. His wife asked for water at 2. He couldn't get back to sleep. When the alert came, he was alert and decided to start his day early. Khan heard the unreasonably loud delivery truck, parts dragging on the uneven parking lot pavement. The engine, unfortunately, roaring for Amazon. Nipsey blaring heroically. And saw an saw a horrible happening in the presence, and saw the present, saw and thought the possible future killed the President of the United States. When the alert came, he was alert and decided to. When the delivery alert came, he was alert and decided to start. Hi, Karen. We're trying to go for it today. So tragic future. Truck would initiate. Jesus Christ. Karen, go back and listen to some of the terrible sentences I've written. They're pretty great. I wish people. Okay, we clipped a pretty solid. I can't remember what it was that I said. Any number of different things. Clip some of the worst sentences that I've written. That would be my suggestion. If you're watching this, clip some of the worst sentences that I've written, and while you're writing, listen to me talk about these sentences, and then you'll feel better. You'll be like, it happens to everybody. It's all trash. Have fun. It's all trash. Jesus, I couldn't sleep because of glandular momentum last night. I couldn't sleep. Broken. The truck would initiate the alarms. The system would wake. And what Rade could do to the sleeping giant was nothing compared to what the waking giant would do to him. Could do to the sleeping giant. Meant nothing, compared nothing, was nothing compared to. Yeah, diagonal is going to get me through a lot. All right. What else do we got? New music again. Damn. Lot of time today. How about we just do this one? That's the same one. Jesus Christ, Jordan. I'm in trouble. Perhaps I have already died, and this is the past. Always possible. What are we doing here? Let's do something different. Or let's not. Let's not do something different. Let's do essentially, basically, the same thing. All right. See, basically the same thing. The choice had been made. The choice made at the spy store. Irrevocably made at the spy store. The decision made, the events begun, the choice made at the spy store. Notarized by the crypt keeper himself. Witnessed by the crypt keeper. Passively witnessed by the crypt keeper. Witnessed and notarized. It was now that Khan understood understood the what's Khan understood? Khan understood his job, his piece, his part. Khan finally understood what the choice really was. Khan understood the choice. It's always after you make a choice that you finally understand. After the choice. It was now that Khan understood the choice made at the spy store, witnessed and notarized by Karen. Khan now understood. Now understood in full. Now understood in full the way no returns. No. Khan now understood in full. They emerged. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Because by understanding, by having Khan understand, you understand. So I don't need to explain to you what's going on. When Khan understands, it's the exact same thing as you putting it all together in your own head. So while you read about Khan getting it, you have the exact same feeling of like, oh, there's no going back. And you get the idea that Khan has made his choice finally in full, as opposed to being, shit-talking. Khan now understood in full. They emerged from the meticulously scouted Had the plan gone accordingly, guaranteed a clean getaway. Abandoning not just clean, but perhaps getaway as well. If they escape with no witnesses, Nope. Trash. Trash! Get it out of here. But perhaps that's not terrible. That's not terrible. No matter. Rade was in danger. Trin was in danger. Getting away meant nothing without them. Gravity took hold. Car lengths from disaster when the headlights caught them. The headlights. Luckily. No. That's trash. That's a trash sentence. That's a trash sentence. Get that out of here. They fell. Doing a lot of gravity metaphors this go round. This is a very gravity metaphor based challenge. Or, not challenge, chapter. But it is, so this is the moment, this is the biggest scene that we're gonna have for quite some time. Maybe in the entire book. This is the biggest scene because this is the moment that Rade and Trin and Khan what would I say? Complete the call to adventure, that kind of thing. The call to action. But also, at the same time, this is the moment, narratively, that confirms Rade's fate. So, this is the chapter that gives us both the driving action that starts the actual story. So we've got our introductions to all the characters up until here. Now we get to the initial action. This is the first time you see the Death Star, you know? They fell in. Michael, surprised at the shadows. Surprised that 4 a.m. would bless him with a mirage. Shouted at the certainly imaginary character from the bushes. He's certainly imaginary friend from the bushes. The certainly imaginary character stepping into his lights, stepping into the light, into the light. Yo! Training. That's my dialogue for him. Love it. The training and demands Amazon instilled have led to the not as brief as you'd hope moment of hesitation wherein Michael thought of driving straight through a person. Straight through a person which, even for imaginary people, is at the very least rude. Good news. Michael hadn't worked there long enough to forget his humanity. And when he clocked in, when he punched the clock. So he hit the brakes just hard enough to keep Khan above ground. Not terrible. All right. Their hope. Khan's hope at the time, though, was not survival, was not staying above ground, but keeping the screeching brakes quiet enough to save their friends. Trin's binoculars. Trin and the binoculars confirmed Khan's vibes remained. The bravery stirring. Their bravery stirring. Michael is angry at the ill-timed wrecking of his groove. Michael, angry at the ill-timed wrecking of his groove, put the tragic car, put the pained car in park. Opened the door, attempted to step out, realized the seatbelt remained attached. 4 a.m. An unsuitable time for remembering orders of operation. Successfully unlatched it. But before the stepping out was to occur, Khan was there. Arms up, palms out. Like they were trying trying to calm a bear. Hallmarks of foolishly attempting. Hallmarks of a fool calming a bear. Fool attempting to calm. Khan was there, arms up, palms out. The hallmarks of a fearful animal. Inexperienced. As if calming. Incensed. As if calming an animal gone berserk. Continuing his furious frantic instincts. They increased their attempted soothing by speaking in the calmest tone available, given the circumstances. Instead of continuing his frantic assault, movement forward. What was the word? Scent? No. Continued his frantic. Instead of continuing his frantic instead of continuing his frantic advance. Jesus Christ. They increased their attempted soothing by speaking in the calmest tone available given the circumstances. So thanks, Garrett. I hope there's some good part of these streams. I don't know if anybody's, sometimes there's people, sometimes there's not. I don't mind. I think it's partly just a way of keeping me accountable to actually fucking doing this instead of, you know, like I can't pretend I didn't write it. I can't pretend I threw it away. Y'all were here. And I can't pretend that I'm in the middle of doing it whenever I'm not. I can't talk to people and be like, oh no, I'm in the middle of writing this thing. Because if I'm not doing the stream, then I'm not writing it now, am I? And I hope, I genuinely do hope if you're interested in writing or anything like that, this is helpful. Totally. They were surprised by what they said. My friend is in there, and we're taking it down. Don't be loud. You'll raise the alarm. They were more surprised when Michael replied. Amen, brother. What do you need me to do? Excellent. Yeah, I think that's awesome, Eric. I think, Karen, that it is what would I say? I was talking to my wife about this as we were traveling to Thanksgiving, the T-Day holiday with her family. And she was asking me about how I make things. You know, she's a visual artist and I'm whatever I am. And I was trying to explain that part of my process of finding this is there's ways of creating something. You can create something from the inside, where what you're doing is you're searching for all the contours that make what you're making exist. The lines that separate what you're making from something else. So imagine you're inside the puzzle piece, and you're walking around and you're just touching every single edge. And that is what you've created. When you're finished, you've touched every edge of the thing that you've created, and then you have the puzzle piece. Then there's another way of doing it from the outside. So that when you're doing it from the outside, you're cutting away everything that isn't the piece that you're creating. And when you've cut it all away, all that you have left is the piece that you've created. And there are different ways to understand the thing that you've made. The reason that I do it this way is so I have both an inside and an outside point of view on the thing that I'm creating. So I am writing it like this with you guys watching, in essence, as a form of doing it from the outside. When I was writing it from the inside, creating something, and I was trying to discover where my lines are, where this is different from something else that's similar, all of those kinds of things. And now, from the outside, I'm cutting away stuff that, you know what? Maybe it's a better puzzle piece if I don't have. Maybe it looks better. Maybe it's nicer. And that may just be... yeah. There you go. That helps. And that may be partially just a luxury of writing that's a little bit different from visual art. And part of it is the difference in medium, you know? It's far more personal to write longhand. Because you're looking at you know, your handwriting is so specific to you that even as you're writing, you can reinforce the concept of this is me writing. Whereas if you're talking or if you're typing, it's very easy to get into the mindset of I'm typing something for somebody. I'm typing something that I'm required to. I'm typing the way that the style is supposed to be. It's homogeneous. It's a blank page for everyone with font that everyone can use. When you're writing longhand, that's just you. This was the only response. Khan had absolutely no preparation. They assumed that on this venture, everyone was the enemy. And this is the other big theme. I'm telling you, this chapter is essentially the book. The other big theme of this is that the assumption made by people in general, especially in terms of fiction, in situations like these, is that, you know, nobody's out here to help. And in this, it is going to be a consistent stream of people dividing themselves into two separate kind of distinct philosophies of somebody's in help, I'm going to help them, and fuck you. That much seemed obvious. That much seemed obvious. They were all part of the system, after all. I had never considered once that everyone was actually an ally. I don't know. Shit. Oh, like the paranoia of the Matrix. The paranoia of the Matrix is one of the great, I think, under discussed things about it. The idea that they have of that initial red lady, like anybody is the enemy because they're all part of the system. It never occurs to people who make things like this. The idea that not only is it that their main character, the hero of the story, can see the reality for what it is, and everybody else, you know, like They Live. Here's what's crazy. Here's what's great about They Live. Everybody already fucking knows. You know? Everybody's just trying to get through the day. They would love to, if you can provide the opportunity for them to, they live without getting fucked over, everybody's on your team. People would rather be on your team than Amazon's team. It's not complicated. But people would rather eat than be on anybody's team. They'd rather their kids eat than be on anybody's team. A rush of possibilities rebounded throughout Khan's skull. Could tell him to leave, and he'd leave. Tell him it's too dangerous. Tell him to forget me, us, this place, and he'd do it. Right? Or would he argue with me? Would he say, no, I can help. Quietly going away. He would. That's people. Isn't it? What do I do to keep awesome. Quietly. Quietly. What's your name, dude? Remember, quietly. It's so important to be quiet. Gotcha. There's a part of me that, like, the thing about having trans characters in your story is that you can't be the hero, right? Because you have trans characters and you're writing a story, then you are also going to write the worst things to say. You can't. Michael isn't a fucking hero. Michael's not a perfect person. Michael doesn't spend a lot of time in the trans community. Michael's ignorant. He doesn't have a negative feeling. He doesn't have a negative heart. He has an ignorant feeling and an ignorant heart. And so it's tough to write that without then having to, like, wrestle with your own ignorance and your own failures and your own inability to be the like person that the internet says you should be, that you have to be. So as an author, you have to touch the worst, and you have to live there, and you have to live with it. Hour sped up the process, being in an almost hypnotic state. Michael absorbed and accepted what to a lot of people he knew and loved, was unacceptable in almost no time at all. If you'd like to know, Michael's from a very interesting family, but you'll never know. Or maybe you will. Okay. Khan wasn't sure why they'd gone pronouns in such a high pressure situation. The possibility of starting a fight always in the back of their mind. But what's the point? What's the point of any of this if they still had to hide? I can fit like 1,000 clowns in here. What? Like 1,000 clowns, man. 1,000 what? Clowns. Like 1,000 in here, man. Clowns. What? Clowns. What? 1,000. Whatever. A lot. You mean a lot. I get it. All right. That might help. That might help a lot. That's what I'm about. Man. Bro. That's what I'm about. All right. Okay. So there we go. I think that's where I'm gonna, about 3 hours today. That's an hour more than normal, or an hour more than previous. So let's go with that. Let's call that a day today. Let's see how many we got here. What's our word count? 7277. Shit, we put down some words today, friends. Yeah, I guess bye. Be safe.